Hello everyone, we have another 2028 election prediction video. This time it's an updated version of Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, up against Vice President J.D. Vance. So Newsom, he's been making some waves recently with California redistricting, and I definitely do think that's going to help him in a Democratic primary and maybe even in a general election because he's going to be seen as a fighter, which is what the Democrats really want. They want someone that's going to actively fight Republicans in politics instead of the usual cowering from Democrats where they back down from a fight. That's typically how they're perceived. So I think it could be a good thing for Democrats that Newsom gets to be the nominee, but I think he's got a few weaknesses that still would hurt him in a general election, especially in the Rust Belt, which is honestly where it matters the most in those states. So let's just get right into it. Starting off with the safe red states, we have Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Ohio. I don't think Newsom will be able to make inroads in Florida or Texas to really change them from going safe red. In Ohio, it's J.D. Vance's home state. Newsom really won't be seen as a populist candidate either, so that would hurt him in Ohio. Same with Iowa. But he would win these traditionally Democratic states like Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia, New Jersey, Minnesota, Nebraska second. I still think he would carry all those states by a margin of over 5%. Going up to Maine and New Hampshire, I think Maine stays about the same. New Hampshire, I think it goes down to lean blue. It's going to be a blue-leaning swing state, but that's just currently how I see it. Going over to Arizona and Nevada, Newsom didn't do amazing in the 2022 California gubernatorial election. He kind of underperformed a bit with Latino voters, so I could see him underperforming in Arizona and Nevada. I think would go both red against him. Going over to North Carolina and Georgia. North Carolina, it's a red-leaning swing state. I think this goes lean red. Georgia, I actually think Newsom would have a shot in this state. He knows how to energize voters to turn out. He got a lot of voter turnout in the recall election in California. So Georgia's like a turnout state. You really got to have pretty high turnout to win as a Democrat in Georgia. So if Newsom picks someone for VP, I don't know, someone like Warnock, that could help him, but Warnock's running for Senate in 2028, so then again, I'm going to be putting the state as tilt red here. I don't know if he would be able to get someone from Georgia to be his VP choice. So now we're up to the 3 Rust Belt states. I think he would win Wisconsin. I think he'd be able to pull it off. And typically, if Trump's not on the ballot in Wisconsin, Democrats win. So I think Newsom to be able to, at the very least, pull off a win in Wisconsin. Pennsylvania, however, Newsom's anti-fracking. That's going to hurt him in the state of Pennsylvania. So I see this scenario going towards J.D. Vance. Michigan, this state he could potentially win. I'm just going to say he pulls it off by a narrow margin. I could definitely see Vance still winning this state. But still, Vance has a pretty easy pathway. He has all these lean red states. That's enough for him to get to 270. He doesn't even need Georgia if he loses it. But I think Vance still pulls off the victory against Newsom in a comfortable way by winning Pennsylvania, which I really don't see going for Newsom, and I think that would definitely doom him if he doesn't carry Pennsylvania. So that's how I see this electoral scenario going. I think Vance wins the election, but I think Newsom actually narrowly wins a popular vote by about 0.5%, 0.5%, something like that. I think he actually pulls it off, but still loses the Electoral College. So that's how I see this scenario going. If you're new to this channel and you enjoy content like this, you should definitely consider subscribing. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.